So Monday, we're going to have a test over our continents and our bodies of water. All right? Okay. That's on Monday. So we're going to do a quick look up here and see how good we are at that. All right? Have a seat, please. Have a seat. Continent, what is it? North America. All right, body of water to the west. Pacific Ocean, good. Body of water to the east. Atlantic Ocean. Okay, those three should be the three easiest ones that you get because we live in North America. Atlantic is to the east, Pacific is to the west. Okay, what's the ocean to the north?
The Arctic.
Arctic.
Arctic Ocean.
Okay, all right. Does that make sense? Okay. So that should be the fourth one you're going to be able to get, right? Okay. What's down here?
South America.
South America. That'll be another easy one for you to get. Okay. So those ought to be the easiest ones for you to get, right? Okay. Now, which one is the largest one?
Asia.
Asia. What number is that?
5.
So that ought to be an easy one for you to get, right? Okay. What else ought to be easy for you to get?
Australia.
Australia. Why should it be easy for you to get? It's the smallest one. And which one is that? Okay. What else? North Pole is not anything that we deal with here. Europe. Europe is which one?
3.
Europe is which one?
4.
Number 4. Number 4. Okay. What's number 3? Africa. Okay. So we're missing some bodies of water. What's here? Okay. We are missing a continent. Okay. And we're missing a body of water. Yeah. What? No.
Antarctica.
Yeah. Oh, I'm down here. Down here.
You know you can use a button.
Where?
Press the paintbrush.
What?
The paintbrush right there. Go there. No. And then there's an undo button. No, but she didn't want it like that. And then there's undo. And that's that.
I was going to say, I don't think that will undo it. I don't think that will undo it.
Oh, yeah. You can just here. If you
We're good. We got everything. We're good. All we got to do is add a couple more things and we're good. Right?
Yeah.
So I want it down here. What's number 7?
Antarctica.
What?
The Antarctica Ocean.
Okay, so that's a continent. It's here. It's here on the bottom, right? All right. And then what is the ocean down here?
Southern Ocean.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Okay. We got everything in? Okay. What? No, that's not part of this. Right? What am I doing? I want to ask you though, over here, that's fine, I'm going to do that. What ocean is this? What ocean is that? Charles, pay attention. What ocean is that off of Asia? What ocean is that? It is not the Atlantic. The Atlantic is over here. It's the Pacific. I know, but you need to understand, that's the Pacific. This is the Pacific. It wraps around because this is a flat map. Okay? I want you to make sure you understand that. Okay? All right? So, make sure you know all that by Monday. We're not going to do it as a collective group on Monday. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? All right. All right, questions? Question. What do you mean, how hard is it going to be? Continents and oceans, we just did it. If you know them, it's not going to be hard. I study them, it shouldn't be hard. Okay? All right? Questions on that? All right. Northeast. The Northeast map, we went over that yesterday. That test is October 30th. Okay? You have the blend space where you can do several different maps. Put the water bottles down. Quit playing with them. Too many of you are playing with them. Put them down on the floor. You have the blend space where there are lots of matching things, being able to put the states where they belong on the map. Okay? So you need to be able to identify the different states, and you need to be able to put the correct capital with the state. Okay? That make sense? All right? That test is October 30th. The 30th. Okay? Does that make sense? All right? Did you guys hear that at home? Whoops, we got two more went in. All right. Caleb, did you hear that when the tests are? October 30th. Oh, there's Lacey. Lacey, sorry, I just saw you wanted in. Monday is the continent test and bodies of water. And October 30th is the Northeast States region test. Regions and capitals. Okay? All right, so any questions on what those two tests are? Anybody? Yes. Always is, yeah. Not relevant to what we're doing here. Get your hood off. Okay. So, today we're going to do some reading from page 14. So let's turn our books to page 14, please. What? Why? Okay. Take a piece of paper with you or something. Okay? Yeah, Lacey.
Do I need to pull up a map?
Hey, folks, I've got a question here, and I can't hear it because you're all yapping. Knock it off. What, Lacey?
Do I need to pull up a map on my Chromebook or on my phone or something? Like, is
No,
there...
we're reading out of you just have to listen, okay? If you don't have your book picked up yet. Okay? Yeah.
I have some white pencil, and it won't miss it somehow.
I can't help that, honey.
And it wasn't.
Okay, I don't know.
It wasn't enough for you.
Okay, page 14. Page 14. Listen up. You should be following along on page 14. Guys, get yourselves together. We are in class and we need to act like it. Thank you. Okay, please follow along on page 14. You're in the library in the town of Derby Line, Vermont. It looks like any other town library, but it's not. This library is located in 2 different countries, the United States and Canada. If you stand in one part of the library, you are in the state of Vermont. If you walk to another part of the library, you're in the province of Quebec. You enter the library in the United States, but you check out books in Canada. Anybody ever been there?
No.
Okay. Somebody has? All right. Okay. All right. So it's unusual anything's even built on the state line in the United States, much less in 2 different countries. Okay. So that's highly unusual. Now, if it is in Canada and the United States, what continent is it on?
North America.
North America, yes. Okay? Because Canada and the United States are part of the continent of North America. Okay? All right. Page 15. Who would like to read the first paragraph on page 15? Charles, nice and loud, please.
The United States is a nation made up of 50 states. 48 of them share at least one border with another state. They are contiguous.
Yeah, good.
Or next to each other.
Yeah, contiguous means they are next to each other. They touch. Okay? The 2 states that are not contiguous are what? Who knows? Hand up. Who knows? Who knows? Hayden.
Alaska and Hawaii.
Alaska and Hawaii are not contiguous. All the other 48 are. All the other 48 touch each other. Okay? They're in that chunk that's all touching each other. They flow together. Hawaii and Alaska do not. Okay? All right? Read on, please. Nice and loud.
2 states, Alaska and Hawaii are separate from another state. Alaska, our northernmost state, shares a border with the country of Canada. Hawaii is a group of islands in the Pacific Ocean. It is more than 2,000 miles from the 48 contiguous states.
All right. So we've got Alaska that's way up north, right? And if we look at the map over here on the wall, can you guys see the map on the wall? Can you see it? Lacey, can you see it? Thank you for letting me know. All right. One thing I like about this map, most maps have Hawaii and Alaska, separate. And Alaska is usually about this big. Okay? Okay? And it and Hawaii are on 2 different scales, separate from the rest of it. This map, and I chose to buy this map compared to other maps that I found, because they have Alaska and Hawaii on the same scale as the rest of the United States. By that, it shows that the size of Alaska is in comparison to the rest of them in true scale. Usually they've got Alaska being dinky. Alaska's not dinky compared to the rest. Alaska's big compared to the rest of our states. And Hawaii is dinky. Okay? Usually they have the space they give Hawaii and Alaska to be about the same size. And the reason they do that is so they can all get on the same page. Okay? All right? So when we take a look at this, this is a nice map that shows that Alaska is huge in size compared to all of our other states. And that Hawaii is very small compared to all of our other states. Okay? So, this map is a good scale depicting all of our states. The contiguous states are here. Alaska is separated. Hawaii is separated. They are two that are separated. Alaska borders Canada. The northern states border Canada, but Canada separates Alaska off from the tip up here of Washington. Okay?
Would Hawaii be like one of those pins that you stick in? It would be like that small.
Would be what?
The pins that you'll stick in it?
No, it's these right here.
Like, would it be that small? Because that's what's on the map.
No, because this, by scale, it's to scale here. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
It's to scale compared to the others.
Okay. Hawaii is fine.
Okay? And that's why I like this map, because it is to scale for all of them. It didn't change any of the scales.
Hawaii.
All right? Inland. Okay? All right, let's read on about the regions of the United States, the different regions. Who wants to read? Anybody? Charles? Nice and loud, please.
A region is an area in which many features are shown.
Mm-hmm.
5 regions of the United States are the West, the Southwest, the Midwest, and the Southeast, and the Northeast. Each region is based on its relative location in the United States. The relative location of a place is where it is compared to other places. For example, the Midwest region is between the Northeast and the West. The states within each region are alike in many ways. The states often have similar kinds of land, and the people who live there often earn their living in similar ways. States in each region may also share a history and culture.
Okay. So we take a look at the map, and we're taking a look at the different regions. Can you guys see the map better? So it's focused on the map? Okay. So as we take a look at the map and we talk about the different regions, we're already studying the Northeast region, right? Okay, the Northeast region, because it's in the north and the eastern part of the United States. Okay? And when we start talking about the different parts of the United States, we'll find out what this region has that is similar. Okay? So as we go from region to region, we'll take a look at what do they have that's similar? What brings them together? Why do we clump these together? All right? Here's the Midwest, folks. In case you didn't know it, Indiana is part of the Midwest. How many of you already knew that? Please tell me you did. Please, please, please. Did you know that? Yeah, we're part of the Midwest. Okay? All right? So when we look at all these states that are considered to be part of the Midwest, mid, we're in the middle, right? Look at the chunk that it took out of the map. Do you see that?
Oh, wow.
Okay? But if you look at these states, there are many things that these states have in common. All right? Can anybody name one thing they might have in common?
They're all together.
Okay, but more than that.
They all have farm ground on it.
Yeah, a lot of farming. That's what they're pretty much, the Midwest is known for farming. Okay, all right. Now, different states will have different things that pop out as more
Pumpkins?
Charles, no. More prevalent in their areas, okay? But Midwest is known for its farm ground, okay? That makes sense? So as we go from region to region, you will notice different things that they have that is similar, and that's why they were clumped together as a region, okay? So when we study these, we'll break them down by region, and we will study those regions, and we will learn the states and the capitals by region. By the end of our social studies, you will have to know where all 50 states are, though. Okay? Well, we're doing it by region first. Okay? States and capitals by region, and then we'll go back and study all states. So I'm hoping along the way you're not forgetting where states are. Does that make sense? Okay? All right? Questions on that? Okay, so some of the terminology so far, contiguous means what? Huh? No, where they are touching, yeah, where they are touching. So the 48, where they are touching, it leaves out Alaska and Hawaii, right? Okay? All right? Okay? The regions are then those areas that have things that are similar. So we talk about like the Midwest is a region, the Northeast is a region. Okay? All right, let's read on. Let's read on. Okay, so Iowa is in the Midwest. All right? Okay, let's read on. Read on, read on. Who wants to read? Anybody? Charles, keep going.
Okay. So we're on page 16, right? Regions of the United States.
Okay. So we look at the regions of the United States on page 16. They have broken it down and they have given specific things about each of the regions. And as we take a look at those, Lacey, you don't have your book, right? Okay. As we take a look at those, you can see that they have depicted some animals that are in each of those regions. All right. They also gave a little bit of information about each of those regions, populations. Now I can tell you right now, some of those populations would have changed based on when this book was printed. Okay. It still gives you an idea in comparisons of what would be expected there. It tells you the climate. What do we mean by climate? What do we mean by climate? Anybody know what climate is? Climate.
Climate is the how like hot the air is and stuff.
Okay. So what's another word we can use for climate that you guys would be familiar with?
Weather.
The weather. You guys think of climate as the weather. Does it always mean the weather exactly? Not necessarily, but climate and weather are pretty similar, right? Okay, climate and weather are pretty similar, okay? So it tells you the climate, okay? But you can see by the picture some different things that are going on, okay? If you look down at Florida, their most popular, as what they think is the pink what? Flamingo, yeah, okay? All right? So, as we look out in Arizona, the animal that they say is pretty obvious out there, the antelope, okay? All right? If you look in Indiana and Illinois, what do they have there? The hog, okay? All right? So you can see that by looking at this type of a map, you can get a lot of different information about the different regions around and the different states. Okay? Questions on that? All right, let's move on. Bruce?
Did you know that Eucalyptus in the outdoors was cracked? The bones were found in Utah.
Didn't know that. Anybody else want to read besides Charles? Aiden, go ahead.
I mean,
Nice and loud.
so literally,
Okay, what? We're right there on that first paragraph.
okay. If someone asked you to describe the location of the United States, would you say you could say the United States is in North America? North America is one of Earth's 7 largest. None.
Go on. The sentence continues at the top of the page.
Land masses or continents from largest to smallest. The continents are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia.
All right. All right. You want to go ahead? Nice and loud, please.
The United States is also one of the largest nations in North America. There are 2 ways to measure the size of a nation. One is to measure its land area, the other is to measure its population or number of people. In land area, Canada is the largest country in North America. The United States ranks second in population to the United States.
Okay. So when we talk about population, we're talking about the number of people it has. And very often, we talk about that as being we're the biggest type thing, okay? But if we talk about the land area, that means how much space does that land take up? So Canada is up in here, right? Okay? We're not showing it on this map, but Canada is up in here, and Canada takes up a lot more space than the United States does. Okay? But Canada does not have as many people. In fact, this space in Canada that's right in here, nobody lives there. Because it is not livable. Okay? All right? No. Okay? It's too cold. And it's not, the land is not really livable. If you lived there, you'd be like, yeah, yeah. Okay? It lines up with Alaska here, and the terrain is just not, no, it's not, people don't live there. Okay? All right? So a lot of Canada is not even though there's a lot to Canada land-wise, a lot of Canada is not livable. Does that make sense? Okay? So, kind of like when you go out west in the United States, people can own like big farms out west. Lots of acres, lots and lots of acres. Okay? Compared to what people own in Indiana. But the acres, Charles, you're going to need to get it under control. But when you think about the acres that people own out west, the ground is not as fertile. So you could own lots and lots of acres out there compared to Indiana, but you're not going to make as much off of the ground out there. So you have to own a lot of acres to be able to graze your animals or to be able to raise crops because they don't have as fertile ground. So I'm going to compare it to like, this is not correct numbers, folks, but I'm just doing a comparison. Okay? So like if this is out west, you would need this much space compared to this much space to be able to raise a cow, let's say, a steer. Because if this is grass, and this is grass, if this is out west, and this is Indiana, that's how much more grass is in the space in Indiana compared to the grass out west. Okay, because it's that much drier out there. Okay? So to say you own, like thousands of acres out west, you might have to because the amount of grass or the amount of fertile ground that you have is a whole lot less compared to in Indiana. Does that make sense? Okay? So, what and again, these numbers are not true, folks, okay? So like, this might cost $1,000 out west, whereas this might cost $1,000 in Indiana. Okay? Because this has just as much value as this. Okay? Does that make sense? All right? Again, those are made up numbers, but that's a comparison that you should be able to understand. Does that make sense? Okay? All right? All right. So Canada, our northern neighbors. It's our northern neighbor. It lies north of the contiguous 48 states and east of Alaska. Canada and the United States share similar histories. Both were explored by the French and the British and were once under British rule. And as we start studying how the United States was formed, you're going to hear a whole lot more about that. Okay? Because we talk about the United States, but ladies and gentlemen, as we get beyond understanding everything about where we are, what the terrain is, all that, we're going to go back and say, we don't even know the United States was there. Okay? All right? We're going to start way at the beginning. All right? Fewer people live in Canada than either Mexico or the United States. Much of northern Canada is very cold for most of the year. Few people live there. Instead, most Canadians live near the country's southern border. So most of them live like down in here. All right? So when you think about it, like here's Canada, look at all that. Most of them are living right down in here. Okay? Some of you aren't even looking. Okay? So Mexico is our southern neighbor. So Mexico is down here. All right? If you look at this map, Mexico is down here. Look how much smaller it is compared to the United States or to Canada. All right? Mexico has more people than Canada. Its population is also more spread out than Canada's. Mexico's capital, Mexico City, is one of the world's largest cities. Okay? Mexico and the United States also share a history. Long ago, Spain sent settlers to live in what is now Mexico and the southwestern United States. Okay? So, again, as we study how the United States was formed, we're going to hear about Mexico and how people came out through Mexico into the Southwest. Okay? So we're going to be tied to Canada in the Northeast, and we're going to be tied to Mexico in the Southwest. All right? Questions? Anybody? Yes, Charles. We are done reading, sir. Okay? Any questions? Anybody? Okay, if the computer will work, and it was up there. It was. You ever had this do it to you before?
I've never played it.
Oh.
You teach.
Teach?
Yeah.
I swear every time I open this up, this is something new.
The internet is down. Oh, yay. There you go.
Okay. There we go. Just let it be what it always is. Do you know how to get in? Santiago, do you know how to get in?
First he has to get it in bookmark it. He has to go to cookie.com.
You guys at home know how to get in, don't you? I don't know what to do if you guys are home. Okay, all you should have in is your first name. You know, this business here we don't need. Just get your first name in. If you got a double name of somebody else, you can do last initial, that's fine.
Yeah, her name is also Noah. Oh, you didn't know that? No, I did not know that. Oh, how do you
All right, last chance to get in. If you're not in, then just do it on paper. Here we go. Final chance. Okay, here we go. Okay, you're doing your own. We're not shouting out. Read it before you respond. Okay, that one, I would have expected everyone to know was North America because it was the United States in there. Let's go on. What? Right up here is the question. Write it on paper. All right, good job. Good job.